I'm a big fan of taking classes and having teachers. And growing up, I really enjoyed learning from my guitar teachers, especially, and martial arts teachers. And and it can really make things a lot easier. And um, I think at times, uh, what it can do is give us a sense that there's a right way to do things. And sometimes when I'm sitting down to learn something new, I'm often thinking, oh, what's the right way to do this? Or am I doing it right? Or is this good? And immediately sort of jumping into an evaluation type of thinking. And I'd like to contrast that with a type of thinking, which is exploring what something can do, what's possible versus what's the right way. Um, I had a teacher when I was studying architecture that did something really clever. So this guy came in to work with a group of, young architect students, young in terms of experience, and not all of us were young at the time. Um, but he was sort of an expert in technology, and there wasn't as much technology at that time as there is now. But he did something really clever. Instead of, I think he knew how reluctant people were at times to learn something new, or that kind of fear of doing something the right way. So what he did was he would give us all a program to explore. And the program might have been something like Microsoft Word one day, or something like that, or like a document program. And instead of giving us a specific assignment, he would just say, okay, here's the program. I'm not going to tell you anything about what it does or how it does it. Just go and explore. And we'd go off on our own for an hour or so. And he said, I just want to see what you can come up with. So people would, some people would come back and have a document written, and other people might make art. Might, even though it's a typing program, might create something visual from it. And so one day it was Microsoft Word, or the equivalent at the time. One day it was a spreadsheet program. There were several drawing programs, and every day the assignment was the same thing. It was like, what can you do with this? Just dig in and see what this does. And this had a couple great results for me. One was it really it got me over any nervousness about jumping into a program and really exploring. Over the years, when I've helped people sort of get acclimated to technology, there's it seems like there's this fear of I might break something. So this helped me get over that fear of breaking something. And I got confident. Just you could put any program in front of me, and I would jump in and explore it and see what it did. And it got me thinking creatively about the program. And that could happen in two ways. Sometimes there might be something that I wanted to do, and I would just get into a search about how to do it. And other times, again, I would get in that state of mind of like, what is possible with this? And by the end of the week, I really felt like fairly accomplished in terms of using different technologies. It was one of the best sort of crash course experiences that I ever had in my life. And he never gave us a specific assignment. The assignment was just see what this can do and go make something, see what shows up. And after doing that for about a week, I really got used to that state of mind, and it gave me something to take back to some of the other things that I had pursued in my life. So, I went back to my guitar, and playing jazz, and brought that question in a fresh way. Like, what is this does this do, instead of what's the right way, what's possible, what can I make, what would be fun to make, what would be rich, and just seeing how something behaved, and then gradually starting to put things together, put together some sort of composition of elements. Um, Same thing with martial arts. In martial arts, you're constantly learning a particular tradition, and you want to learn certain techniques, and at times I want to know what's the right way to do this technique. So I totally respect that, and I like to stay uh, with a technique and study it until I feel like I have a sense of what's the right way. Not that there's only one right way, but at a certain point, beginning to ask the question again of what's possible and what can I explore here. This is something that I really like about the Feldenkrais method that I've talked about a little bit in other talks. There's in the Feldenkrais method, there's more of a I would say a frame of exploration rather than having one right way of doing something. It's much more about exploring a range of options, so you can, first of all, expand what you're capable of doing, expand your creativity, expand the way you use your body and function in space. And it really generates I would say a love of exploration, and kind of doing sort of micro experiments, and see, how does something feel one way, and what sort of result does it get? How does it feel in my body? How much effort is required to do it? So again, contrasting a state of mind of like, what's the right way versus what's possible, and what can I make here? Because at one time there was no right way, and over time things can certainly become like, this is the right way. I often see this in fields, like when an endeavor is new, there's all this expansiveness, and very quickly it becomes, no, this is the right way. And then fortunately, humans like to expand and change things. So fortunately, those norms become questioned at a certain point, which is, I find, very generative. So yeah, I encourage you to get out and explore and see what is possible.